This week I want to show you how we dig up walnuts and plums as seedlings or suckers to transplant for increasing your planting. Stay tuned. How we dig up walnut seedlings. The shovel really vertical, fairly close because they don't have a lot of lateral roots, but they have a big taproot. So try to get the shovel as deep as possible. This is a transplant shovel, so it really goes deep. And then
pas craquer à la pelle.
Parce que c'est probablement dans la racine du fèvier ici.
Ouais. Ça doit être ça que je prends là. Direct sur de la grosse racine. Oh.
Normally we don't have to dig all around. We can do it from just one or two spots. Ouais, là, donne-lui un gros bras de levier. That's it. See, it's going up, so you've got it. Now it's just a matter of lifting it up so that... Don't worry, the shovel's got a new handle. It won't break. There. Now pull the core of the tree, because you know you've separated it. You could always do the slit to the tree if you want to make sure you can make a little slit to make sure you get everything. They're not usually that hard to do, but it's because you're probably in a big tree root. And the soil here is like a forest. Yeah, you've got a big root from this honey locust right here.
Yep.
There's the honey locust. So don't bother with it, just pull from the top now, because you did separate the taproot. Just pull at the base of it. That's it, work it back and forth. Because the main taproot is cut. So
yes.
Oh yeah.
Let's see that. Yeah, that's a beautiful root. And you see, you didn't actually cut, there isn't much of the taproot that was cut off, but that's perfect. That's a really good seedling to be transplanted. Black walnut, Japanese walnut. We're going through this as a great chance to do it because we can identify them because of the leaves. So you see those leaves, you see them stand out in the grass now. It's a great way to find more and expand your nut planting. So go nuts on nuts. Yep, you already got it because it's lifting up. Now you can pull from the top even. You may break a few little side roots, but if you really want to take the time to dig the whole thing out and shake the ball off, in our sandy soil, it works to do it this way. And look, that's not a lot of roots broken there. That's a really nice seedling. Wild harvesting seedlings in the permaculture orchard. There we go.
Yes.
And what are you going to do with these?
Yeah.
Plant it.
Voilà. Ouais. J'ai tout donné mon fleur. J'ai venu faire ça. Pas de fleur. Ok, donc il est là.
Un peu proche.
Vertical. Make sure it's got nice and straight.
Vas-y, plus creux possible.
Yes.
Ouais. Puis même des fois, quand tu le sépares un peu, tu peux là rentrer la pelle de nouveau dans la craque pour aller encore un peu plus creux.
Ah, yeah.
Tu fais juste le lever puis le refoncer de nouveau, là. Dans le même trou, dans le même craque, mais il faut qu'il fonce un peu plus profond. C'est juste l'idée d'avoir le plus long de cette racine-là traçante. Pas ça.
Yeah.
Tu l'as eu, parce que là, tu vois, il lève.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yes.
peux mettre, lève la pelle un peu plus, puis là, il va lever. Puis même si ça arrive que tu casses, même s'il casse, c'est pas grave, tu as tellement de racines, tu transplantes ta racine, puis l'an prochain, il partirait. Fais une coupe comme ça du trait de la pelle. Il va plus séparer plus facilement ici. Puis là, lève de nouveau avec la pelle. Ouais.
Oh yeah, I got it.
C'est pour ça que je dis
Or
qu'il
not.
ne faut pas laisser traîner des arbres longtemps parce qu'après ça. Là, tu vois déjà, il y a juste 1 an, puis il est quand même. Il tient à sa vie.
Ah oui, il est solide.
Il sait pas qu'il s'en va dans une place mieux.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow!
Woo.
Wow!
Ah, lui, c'en est un, tu vois.
All right.
Il a été tondu.
Wow!
Parce que tu vois comment que c'est gros, là, comme diamètre, c'est vraiment une carotte. Puis regarde comment tu as eu le long de. Hey, c'est comment de
Oh, il est
long?
beau.
Hey, mets-le à côté de toi. T'as 30 cm
Mettons.
de pouce, puis t'as combien
Yeah.
de long de racines? Ah, t'as
2 pieds.
Un beau,
60 cm. 30 cm
Jusque-là.
de tige, puis 60 cm de racines.
Wow.
Là, ça va te prendre un méchant trou pour
Ouais.
l'enterrer, là.
Eh oui.
Merveilleux. Il est super, lui.
Wow.
Une carotte.
Cool.
Une belle carotte.
Puis reclasser la terre, puis on dirait qu'il n'y en a jamais eu.
Ni vu ni connu.
Ouais, c'est ça, ça fait pas de trou, rien, hein? Fait que c'est lui le prunier?
Ouais, ben les prunes, on va les prendre de ce côté ici, chérie.
OK.
Parce qu'il y en a une tonne ici.
So here's how we dig up plum suckers. These are all Mount Royal plums on their own root.
Oh.
Oh, you got it. So once the tree lifts, you know that there's nothing underneath. There might be a lateral root. You have to cut it. You probably have to cut around it. Go right around the tree.
L'autre côté.
Right. So we just do a ring of cuts all around the tree because a sucker means there's a root from this little tree going to the big plum tree over there.
Ben,
So usually there's a root that comes underneath and we have to
tu vas
cut
comme ça.
on this side and then we just go all around.
Ouais, j'avais déjà
And when you
fait
lift,
plancher ici.
you can lift the tree right out.
Je vais juste autour, ouais, et là.
So once you have a plum tree, you will probably have other plum trees, but if it's a grafted tree, what's coming up will be rootstock. So you can always dig it up and get trees that you can transplant but then graft onto it. And these being on their own root means that the rootstock died out at one point and what suckered was the actual tree. So these are, we know these are all Mount Royals. I think you still have one root somewhere caught.
Ouais, il y a quelque part qui reste une racine à couper, probablement.
Yeah, on the side your shovel is. One more. Some of you look and say, wow, that's easy to dig. Yes, it's very easy to dig on a beach. So imagine digging trees on a beach. That's what our soil is like. So there it is. So that's how it comes up.
Yes.
And you can see the pattern here is that's the root that led to the tree. Usually there's another one that's here. In this case, maybe it was cut off last year if we dug up some, so it would have been cut. And then the end of where it was cut last year sends up a new shoot. So you can keep harvesting. So now if it was cut here, then the next tree could come up where the leftover root was, it could come up. So it's a perpetual harvesting machine to have a few trees. Go see that video, Direction, Intention, Momentum. We got momentum here. We're getting trees. And that just becomes a nursery. So you see that one, this one has a lot because we've been mowing. So there's one, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a little one, 8. Another one, 9. 9 on one side. And then if we go back here, there was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this one, because it gets dug up a lot, tends to send out more shoots. So from one tree, you can get 2, 3, 5, 10 trees. And if they're rootstock, just dig them up, plant them out, let them grow a year or two, and then graft them to a better one. And this is plum, so you'd want to graft plum again on it. Could be a plum cot, or it could be an aprium. It's an aprium plum. Whatever it is, get planting. Now is a perfect time. Digging these little trees up in early fall is perfect timing, because what will happen on these little trees is the little bit of leaves that are left on here, if you transplant them, these leaves as they fall will send energy that was in the leaves back down the stem, the trunk, and it will actually build the new roots this year. So this very fall, digging them at a time when just as the leaves are about to fall off, it's a perfect time to transplant trees. 85% of root growth happens in the fall after the leaves fall. 85% of root growth happens in the fall after the leaves fall. So that's the time you want to be planting. If you wait 2 months after the leaves have fallen, that's getting a little late. So try to do it just around the time when leaves are falling. Perfect time. Imagine all this energy will go into that stem and grow a new root wherever you plant it.
That's beautiful.
Oh, there it is. Now you see. Now you see that horizontal root. So that's the. So you see the. Let's just see the distance that from here to here. So the root runs about, what is that? 3 inches, 6, 7 centimeters from the surface, and then it sends up shoots. So that's a good example. This is what you really want. You want these little lateral roots. And don't forget, don't be fooled by the size of a tree. You're paying for the roots. And if you have a big top and almost no roots, you're just wasting your money. You're always better to buy a small tree that has a big root. That's will take, and that will grow vigorously. Thanks for watching. Intrigued? Check out the virtual tour of the Permaculture Orchard. Have trees already? Pruningcourse.com. Subscribe, please. Check out some of the other videos or playlists. There's more to come. Stay tuned. Bye. 85% of root growth happens in the fall after the leaves fall.